From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada is entering a new era of relations with China and that his visit to Beijing right now sets the stage for talks on areas where the two can be strategic partners. The PM made the comments as he was welcomed in Beijing by the second and third most powerful figures in China's political system. Premier Li Qiang hailed the turnaround in bilateral relations with us. He said Carney's meeting with President Xi Jinping tomorrow will pave the way for upward growth in the relationship. Troops from NATO countries, including France and Germany, are arriving in Greenland to boost security there. This follows talks in Washington yesterday between Denmark, Greenland, and the U.S. that highlighted disagreements over Greenland's future. Here's ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Trump insists the U.S. needs Greenland for national security, but Arctic security experts tell ABC News there's no immediate threat near Greenland, noting that Chinese and Russian ships have been more active in the Bering Strait near Alaska. Denmark is now beefing up its military presence in Greenland. France, Germany, and other NATO allies are also sending troops.
The Canadian Real Estate Association says it expects national home sales to rebound leading up to this year's spring market after activity slowed to wrap up 2025. The number of residential properties that changed hands across Canada in December was 4.5% lower than the same month a year earlier and down 1.9% on the year. An ailing astronaut is back on Earth this morning. The crew of 4 returning early today, ending their space station mission more than a month early in NASA's first medical evacuation. SpaceX guided the capsule to a middle-of-the-night splashdown in the Pacific near San Diego. It's not clear who has the ailment or what it is. Dr. Farhan Asrar, a space medicine researcher at the University of Toronto, says astronauts are trained to address medical emergencies, but returning to Earth is the safest option.
They're perfectly healthy individuals who have been tested, but the strain of the environment of space, the radiation, the microgravity, it puts a toll on the body.
And the Canadian TV show Heated Rivalry is winning fans all around the world, and Canada's culture minister counts himself among them. Mark Miller calls the show a CanCon triumph.
So you're not going to tell anyone about this, are you?
Miller tells the Canadian Press he has watched the first episode and is keen to watch more. He says Heated Rivalry has a great plot and is breaking down lots of stereotypes. Miller says the series showcases hockey as a source of Canadian cultural pride. The Crave original series follows a love story about pro hockey players on rival teams, and Miller says it resonates with people in the LGBTQ community. The minister hopes the show will encourage viewers to pay more attention to Canadian productions. Diana Musina, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, just 4 games in the NHL last night, and one of them saw Brady Tkachuk score goal number 200 as his Ottawa Senators trounced the New York Rangers 8-4. The Buffalo Sabres got 2 power play goals from Rasmus Dahlin en route to a 5-2 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. Another Canadian is into the main draw at the Australian Open. 21-year-old Marina Stakusic of Mississauga, Ontario, took a straight sets win over China's Lin Zhu in the final round of qualifying to move on. She'll join fellow Canucks Victoria Mboko and Leylah Fernandez in the first Grand Slam of the year. And at a tune-up event in Adelaide, Australia, Toronto's Victoria Mboko outlasted American Madison Keys for a 3-set win in the quarterfinals to move on to the semis. And in the NBA last night, the Toronto Raptors got 30 points from Brandon Ingram to beat the Pacers 115-101. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.